kick it, Jackie Chan.
Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Barrett.
The youngest wanna kick it, Jackie Chan.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video in the Water Juice channel, and welcome back to the Dallas Cowboys all-decade rebuild here on Madden 23. That is right. We return to the franchise, and we are finishing up our journey across the NFC North. We've played the Lions. We've played the Giants. We've played the Packers. And now we play the Vikings. And not only do we play the Vikings, we play the Vikings with former Green Bay Packer quarterback Aaron Rodgers as their starting quarterback. It's almost scary how similar this alternate universe has become to real life back in the day when the Packers gave up on Brett Favre. They chose to move on from him and go with Aaron Rodgers. Then Brett Favre goes to the Vikings and plays a couple of years in Minnesota, even making it to an NFC championship. I'm pretty sure he made it to an NFC championship one year. Maybe that was the year they played the Saints and lost to the Saints when the Saints won the Super Bowl in 2011. That might be right. I don't know. Don't fact check me. It's around that timeline, though. So it's scary how this universe has turned into a similar one to that, where now Aaron Rodgers becomes that quarterback where the Packers move on from him because we did that whole fantasy draft. So they had a choice. They could have drafted him, but they move on from Aaron Rodgers, and now Aaron Rodgers ends up in Minnesota. That's pretty cool. So we are taking on the Vikings. They are 6-3. They're a good team, and we've seemed to kind of struggle against good teams. We've struggled against every team because I throw a lot of interceptions, okay? That's the main reason why I say we struggle, because I throw a lot of interceptions. I'm going to cut it out. I know you can trust me on this. Trust me. I'm going to cut it out. I promise. I shouldn't say promise because I don't know if it's going to happen. We're going to find out. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Let's go see how many interceptions I throw. But first, we are going to do some focus players for the scouting. Now, I say this in almost every video, or every video of this series. The scouting and the draft picks and all that stuff, the whole draft process in general, does not matter as much as it would in a normal series. And that is because the draft picks here, normally in a normal draft, you get maybe an 80 overall, maybe 2 if you're lucky in a really good draft class. Otherwise, you're going to get some high 70s, stuff like that. But in a series like this, in a franchise where all of these older players from the 2010s are back in their prime in this universe, plus you've got all the current day guys that are all good again. So there's so much talent in this league now that the draft picks, it's going to take them a lot longer to even get playtime, let alone develop into like impactful players on the field. So that's why I say that in this type of series, draft picks and draft capital and players that get drafted don't necessarily matter as much as they would in a normal series, like the Barons or something like that, because I don't know how long it's going to take them to develop, if at all, or they're going to get playtime. Like, what's going to happen? It's just too hard to decide and to figure out because there's so much more talent in the league. So I don't necessarily value my draft picks as important as I probably would in a normal series. That's not saying I'm going to trade all my picks. That's not saying I'm not going to draft anybody. Like, I may still end up drafting some. I have some favorites on the board. I don't have a lot, but I have some favorites on the board. So that's not saying I'm just going to trade all my picks away and not draft anybody. I still may draft somebody. They just might not get as much love, or maybe they end up being a trade piece to get somebody else in the end of the day. So like it's just a whole different thought process when you're in a series like this. But we do have some focus players that we need to possibly figure out a little bit more on. Our main focus is quarterback for scouting, so we don't need to put any focus on them. I do want to find out more about Quincy Pitts out of Tennessee. Pitts? Because he's a 6', 220 running back, and I kind of want to figure out more. Plus, he's projected to go 3.4, and he's got a break tackle. He's got marginal speed. I think I want to find out a little bit more about him just to figure out kind of where his baseline is. Let's see. Who else do I want to figure out? Probably Chris Gardner. Or Chris Gardner. I didn't realize there was an I in there. Maybe Chris Gardner. Ooh, no. I want to find out more about Kari Griffin. He's a 6'6", 245 physical tight end with grade 2 elite speed. I definitely want to figure out. This guy could be our third string tight end with Gronk and Antonio Gates for sure. He looks like a stud, so I definitely want to figure out stuff about him. Quincy Pitts as well. And then the final guy that we need to figure out, do we waste it on a guard or a center? Because we know for the most part those guys are going to be fairly good. Maybe we use it on a D tackle or a linebacker because we don't really know much more about those guys. Tyquan Brackens looks interesting, 6'3", 236 field general linebacker. There's a couple really good players I have on this list. Chantrell Robertson as well looks very intriguing. He's a hybrid safety. It's probably either going to be Robertson or Brackens is who we add as our focus player. They both have 50%. I think I want to do Chantrell Robertson. I feel like he is the better of the two options. We could always use a hybrid safety because then they can come up and play sub linebacker, all kinds of different things. More versatile than a middle linebacker that's just a field general. So those are the three guys that we're going to do. We're going to confirm that. Yes, Kari Griffin. I really think Kari Griffin's going to be a really good player. Quincy Pitts and Chantrell Robinson are my focus players for this class or for this period of time. Players ready to negotiate. I think Jason Peters is the only one like we talked about before, and I still don't know what I want to do with Jason Peters, so we will not do anything with him right now. We'll let that kind of go away a little bit. Did I say the Giants? I meant the Lions. I was looking at the Giants when I said that. You know, when I was talking about we played the NFC North, I think I said the Giants when I was talking about those teams. I was looking up at the screen and I saw the Giants, so I just said we've hit the Lions is what I meant to say. The Giants are not in the NFC North. I understand that. That's my bad. But we will go to the weekly strategy and take a look at what the Vikings have to offer other than Aaron Rodgers, who we see right here. They have Jamal Charles, 98 overall X Factor running back, super fast. I think he's like 97, 98 speed, maybe even 99. I don't know. We'll take a look when we look at the full roster. But we will defend the short pass for the offense. And then for our offensive game plan, they have Big Play Slay and Chase Young. Okay, this Vikings team is good. They got some good players. We will do our throw it short method for now. If we have to adjust at halftime, we will. We certainly will. CJ Spiller's getting an upgrade probably within the next couple episodes. Maybe today. Probably not, though. We'll go with 2 passing touchdowns. That seems to be what we go with for the most part all the time. And we will move on to figure out who is on this team. Oh, by the way, I think Rob Gronkowski is officially back from injury. I think what did he tear his labrum or something? He did something that he was out for like a month. But he should be back from injury for this episode. Yes, he is. Okay, so McGroin will be out, but that doesn't matter. He's a bottom of the lineup linebacker, so that doesn't really matter too much. But Rob Gronkowski will make his return to the lineup, and we've been playing really well without him. Antonio Gates has really stepped up, but it's always nice to have Rob Gronkowski on the team, and especially when he's healthy. But this Vikings team has Aaron Rodgers, the starting quarterback. Obviously, a fantastic Hall of Fame player. Then they have Jameis Winston as the backup, 84 overall. Good backup choice for the Vikings. Then we go to the running back. We know they have Jamal Charles. They also have Kenneth Walker. So he's got 95 speed, excel, and agility. So I was off on the speed at 2. But he is super fast. Super fast. Jamal Charles is going to be a problem. Kenneth Walker is the backup on the wide receiver core. They have Devonta Smith, Ted Ginn Jr., and Jerry Jeudy. Wow. That is fast and really efficient wide receivers. Aaron Rodgers has some really, really good receivers. I mean, Ted Ginn's 97 speed. Then they also have Eddie Royal, who's not a slouch. Keelan Cole's also good, and Rondo Moore. This is a really good receiving core. Oops, I didn't mean to hit that. I always talk about, and every time whether it's the Barons or the Cowboys or whatever, when we do this, I always talk about like, oh, this position group is really good, or this position group is bad, or it's mid, or whatever. This might be the best position group we've ever come up against in any series this season, or this cycle. This is a really good wide receiver core. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, we're going to have some challenges there. Tyler Higbee is their starting tight end, but he is injured. If you look above my camera, he is injured. So Martellus Bennett and James O'Shaughnessy will be the tight ends. Plus, they'll probably have some sort of offensive lineman fill in as the third string if they need to go like jumbo sets or anything like that. So Tyler Higbee injured, that's a big hit. Then they've got offensive lineman Ronnie Stanley, Wade Smith, Austin Reeder, Shaq Mason, and Phil Lodell. So back on the Vikings for Phil. Good for him. That is a very good offensive line. Okay. We've got some problems against this Minnesota team. We might take an L. They got a good team, at least on offense. Defense, Chase Young we know about, Trey Hendrickson, and Grover Stewart. But Grover Stewart's injured, so they'll have Malik Jackson and Derek Nottie fill in for Grover Stewart. But that's still, even without Grover Stewart, is a very good defensive line with Chase Young and Trey Hendrickson. Our offensive line's going to be having some work to do. Linebackers, they've got Rob Ninkovich, AJ Hawk, and Dre Greenlaw, so they could work out that outside linebacker spot, but other than that, solid. Then they got corners, Darius Slay, but Darius Slay's injured as well. That's massive. Absolutely massive, because then corner number 1 will be Vontae Davis, infamously retires at halftime of an NFL game, if you remember. Chris Harris Jr., Prince Amukamura, and Avonte Maddox. Those corners cannot keep up with our receivers. They cannot. Calvin Johnson, Julio Jones are way too physical for a Chris Harris, a Prince Amukamura, a Vontae Maddox. Vontae Davis can play physical, that's for sure. That's his best play style, but somebody's going to get open. Edelman's going to be open. Somebody's going to get open. Plus, you got Gronk and Antonio Gates still. We've got some weapons that can definitely take apart these corners, because without Darius Slay, if they had Darius Slay, if he was healthy, it'd be a different story. But with him being out, how's he out? Oh, he just has an ACL sprain for a week. But other than that, we would be in trouble if they had Darius Slay playing, but without him, they're the ones in trouble. Then they go to those safeties. It's Antoine Winfield Jr. and Adrian Amos. And then kicker punter is Will Lutz and Jake Camarda, however you want to pronounce his name. So that is a really good Vikings team. It's surprising that they are 6-3, but that's just to show you how good the league is as a whole. There's so much talent around the league that a good team like that, 90s across the board, are 6-3, which is not a bad record by any means. We're in week 11, they're 6-3, so they're probably going to make the playoffs if they continue on this stretch, obviously. So it's not a bad record, but with the talent that they have, I feel like they should be around where we are. But they're not, so we hope to take advantage of that. We go on the road to Minnesota, take our 8-1 record on the road to go play Aaron Rodgers and the Vikings. That just seems weird to say. Hope you guys enjoy. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Let's get it.
It's Madden NFL 23, and we'll see a longtime star, Patrick Peterson, who's stating his place among the league's best with 6 picks this season. It's the Cowboys and the Vikings, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Minnesota Vikings. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our 2 quarterbacks, certainly 2 of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Dallas Cowboys all-decade rebuild underway from Minnesota against the Vikings. Minnesota! We're going to play the Vikings. And we take on Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. Can we take him out? He just got back from his 4-day retreat in solitary confinement in the dark, whatever he was doing. I don't know. I don't ask. And he is back to lead the Vikings to a victory here. Chase Young clapping for the first play on the bench there. And we look to take out this high-powered Vikings offense who has Jamal Charles, who gets swallowed up by Aaron Donald. That is what we are going to need to do if we want to play hardball against this Vikings team, because they are good. Very, very good. And I don't know if we can take them out here. They had Devontae Smith in the backfield there. He chooses to check it down. It's going to be caught. Who's wearing number 19? I think that is Ted Ginn Jr. wearing number 19. So good for him. He catches it. It's now 3rd and 4 for the Vikes. It's going to be quick throw. A lot of congestion, a lot of traffic in the middle of the field there. Quick slant pass does not work. Maybe you can consider that a little pass interference. Who knows? Who really, really knows? But Deshaun Jackson back to return this punt. Will he have some space? He didn't really have that much, but that's typical of what you get in Madden with punt returns. Let's kindly skip past these stats for Patrick Mahomes. We don't need to see any of this. Don't show me it, please. Yeah, let's just scoot right past that. We don't need to see that. As long as we focus on Adrian Peterson and Julio Jones, we will be fine. As Rob Gronkowski makes the first play of the game for the Cowboys offense. He's back, baby. Rob Gronkowski has returned and he falls over. Oh my God, this game is horrible. Rob Gronkowski just falls over. He was so happy that he caught that pass that he just collapsed. Adrian Peterson going up against his former team. I don't know how I didn't put that together. I guess I just wasn't really thinking about it. But Adrian Peterson playing in an alternate universe in real life. His former team. The team that he became a Hall of Famer for. You would think he would get in the Hall of Fame. Who knows what will happen to him. And he will not get the first down there. 4th and inches. We'll go juice special here. I thought I was going to be able to get that. No, we're not going to go 62-yard field goal. Sorry, Vinatieri, but you can stay on the sidelines. We are going to go juice special. QB sneak. They're not even playing over the guards. This is going to be fairly simple here. Just dive right in. Patrick Mahomes gets it, and we will move right on. All right, now we go. Let's see. Should I put Julio on a post? I think I should, because that might distract the safety from Rob Gronkowski. Although, who needs to distract the safety when Gronk just burns him and catches it? Rob Gronkowski. I didn't even need to distract the safety. He didn't follow. And Rob Gronkowski, I've thrown the ball twice, and it's been to the guy who just got back from a 4-week injury. And now Adrian Peterson gets a couple good yards. We'll go right back to him because he's been a tank for us this season. He's been one of the main reasons why we are 8-1, is because we've just gotten on top of him and just rode him to victory. 3rd and 2. Peterson breaks a tackle, gets hit hard by AJ Hawk. It is 4th and 1. We go back to the juice special. From the 1. It is a long one. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. I don't think a juice special works from the 2. I thought it was at the 1, not the 2. I don't think a juice special works from the 2. I'm gonna call a timeout. I don't think a juice special works from the 2. We're gonna have to call a play here, an actual play. Oops, I kicked a field goal. I can't call a field goal, or I can't call a timeout anymore. I pressed X too many times. All right, we will kick the field goal. Vinatieri wanted to kick a 62-yarder. He'll kick a 15-yarder, whatever it was, a 2-yarder. That's an accident. I hit X too many times trying to get out of the timeout, and I pressed it on the pick play, and it was a field goal. That one's on me, but I guess it's better getting some points than getting shut down on the failed QB sneak and not getting any points. I thought it was going to be a really deep 1 and not 2 yards away. I thought we were going to be 1 yard away. Whatever. We got points out of it, so it's not the end of the world. It's not a bad thing. We still got points. Rodgers will snap it and step back. He'll have his man. It is going to be Jerry Jeudy, the 3rd man on the roster after Smith and Ted Ginn. And Jerry Jeudy makes a big impact. I'm not used to him wearing number 16. I'm trying to get used to. It's hard to, because you know these players by their numbers. At least I do, some of them. So trying to go after another guy's when they're have the wrong number is hard to do. Aaron Donald couldn't bring down Aaron Rodgers, which just would never happen. If he was given that scenario, Aaron Rodgers would always go down. But at least we brought him down anyway. Robert Quinn does, and they give it actually half a sack each. So Robert Quinn doesn't even get full sack on that. And Jamal Charles will be wrapped up. Aaron Donald, what a stud. He spun around that guard and then went on pursuit to get Jamal Charles, because Jamal Charles, if he broke 3, would have had at least 10 to 15. He was going to be gone. Will they get this ball off? They will. Last play of the quarter, and it'll be Aaron Rodgers running away for his life, and it'll be knocked incomplete. Joe Hayden denies the catch, and it'll be a punt to start the second quarter for the Vikings. That was a good play by Joe Hayden there. Aaron Donald made every single play there. Well, I shouldn't say that because Robert Quinn's the one who actually finished the sack, but Aaron Donald was a part of every single play there, forcing Aaron Rodgers to get screwed up there. That's pretty impressive. And we will continue to run this football with Adrian Peterson. They show some pressure. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they back off. And they don't. They continue to compete, but Adrian Peterson just got so much running room there. And now they're going to back off this time. So now we go with a pass. And this time, we're going to hit Rob Gronkowski because he's got all 3 catches so far today. I have not thrown to anybody else. I can't help it. Gronk's just open, man. What do you want me to do? It's nice having him back. What can I say? It is nice having Big Gronk back. You know what? I'm going to actually send a deep streak on Megatron just to get a little spicy here. But then it was just a distraction. Just mind games. Because we're going to dump it off to Deshaun Jackson, and then we'll hand this ball off to Adrian Peterson. And maybe, just maybe, get a first down here. Good block. Good block. Peterson fights. He got the first down. You love to see it. Now we go a little play action. Little play action shot. Throw it deep. Julio, come back for it. He did. Somehow, that actually worked. That was an ugly result, or an ugly sequence, but it was a beautiful result. Julio comes back for it. That would have been a touchdown if Patrick had a chance to step into it. Unfortunately, he couldn't, and it only goes for a first down catch, which is still good. It keeps the drive alive, and it keeps the momentum building. We have full momentum, by the way. Peterson cuts to the outside. Adrian Peterson, can he get in? Almost. He was about to fall forward, but another Viking defender came in and pushed him back. That was so close to him falling forward. He almost did it. But we are 1 yard away from scoring, and I will not screw this attempt up. We will score a touchdown here. Yes, we will. Adrian Peterson against his former team scores a touchdown, continues his streak, and he's dominating this season. Maybe we can get Adrian Peterson to win MVP. That'd be crazy. I don't think that's actually going to happen, but it would be awesome if it could. And the Vikings are down 10-0 against the Cowboys at home. And Aaron Rodgers has not been able to do much. He's had a couple checkdowns, but other than that, Jamal Charles has been stuffed, and the Vikings offense has been non-existent in the first quarter and a half. That's exactly what we wanted to do. I was a little worried. Maybe I was hyping up this Vikings team a little too much. Maybe they're not as good as I thought on paper. They're certainly really good on paper, but maybe they're not as good actually in the game. Who knows? Here comes Jamal Charles. He will get stuffed again. He's got maybe a yard. Oh, 3 actually. There's no way that was 3 yards. Whatever. That did not look like 3 yards. But it is 2nd and 7. He still has not gone much. He's got 1 yard now because he had negative before that. And that's going to be a good pass. That's going to be Devonta Smith. And now Wade Smith is injured. A guard, I think, left guard maybe, for the Vikings. I'm pretty sure that's what position he was playing. I don't think he was playing tackle. No, because Orlando Brown's playing tackle. And that's going to be a quick throw. Almost knocked incomplete by by Patrick Peterson, and I completely screwed this up. That's my fault. I take the blame on that one. Darrelle Revis almost caught Ted Ginn. You see what had happened was, let's go back and take a look at this. What had happened was, I did not realize, I got all screwed up. Okay, so first off, I'm initially Patrick Peterson. You can see what my movement underneath the guy. You can see it. So I'm initially Patrick Peterson because I thought I was going to pick this off, but the way that he took the angle to the ball, he never had a chance. So then I think I'm Troy Polamalu, but Troy Polamalu had already gotten blocked. So now I turn into Earl Thomas over there. I think that's Earl Thomas. Is this Earl Thomas up here? Yes. I turned into Earl Thomas, but Earl Thomas, I didn't realize I was Earl Thomas until it was already too late. He was already doing some sort of dive animation, tackle animation. So he was the last line of defense, and then he didn't have a chance. So that's basically the rundown of how Ted Ginn just scored there. So the Vikings are back in this game, and I don't credit that being a good a good offensive drive for the Vikings. I credit that as being a mistake by me on defense that cost me 7 points, basically, is how I look at that. So don't worry, we have dominated offense every single time we've been out there, so I don't have any reason to see why we wouldn't do it one more time. And then we get the ball to start the second half as well. Deshaun Jackson, oh my God, that ball's out. It's Viking football. The game has changed. The entire game has just changed with that one play. Wow. The landscape of this game has just turned on its head. If the Vikings score here, oh, they've got it all. Good job stopping the jet sweep from Jerry Jeudy there. Couldn't trick us. I was about to say Deshaun Jackson can get us down here and then we can basically run this clock down to halftime and then score, but that is not a viable option anymore as Jamal Charles breaks free for the first time today. And the Vikings, if they score here, we are in trouble because they will have momentum. And not just a little momentum, they will have a lot of momentum. Something we cannot afford to have them have. Last play before the 2-minute warning will be another jet sweep to Jerry Jeudy, this time the opposite side. He's gotten 4 yards out of those 2 plays, but that is the 2-minute warning. They're trying to get a little tricky, a little sneaky. We're not fully falling for it. Still allowing some yards, but nothing crazy. It's not like he's breaking it for 50 yards or anything. And that's going to be a little check down to Devontae, and he will get brought down hard by Patrick Peterson. It is 3rd and 4. If we can hold a field goal, that would be awesome, but I think they can still get a first down. They can. They can still get a first down and not score. We cannot allow them to do that. Rodgers, yes! Aaron Donald forces a bad throw, and it's a field goal attempt for the Vikings. That is huge. Because now, instead of taking the lead 14-10, they tie it at 10, and I am completely fine with that given the circumstances. Wow, that could have been bad. Woo. That could have been real bad. That was close. All right, now Deshaun Jackson, please do not fumble this football. We cannot afford that again. He doesn't. He gets to the 21. And now we can kind of do a similar thing where we can run the clock down and score. We don't have a ton of time. A minute is still a lot, but not as much as we would have had if we never fumbled. I think I'm going to have to throw this quickly, and it's going to be picked off because Julian Edelman got stuck. And I've just given the Vikings all the momentum and a chance to take the lead before halftime because I threw another interception. I don't even know how to defend my thought process on this one. I don't even know. So basically what I'm thinking is Julian Edelman should be able to break through, but he takes this. Look at this. We'll watch this in real time. Look at this. Look what happens to Julian Edelman here. He stops. He stops right here. He's supposed to blow right through this, split the gap, and be open in this area of the field right here. But instead, he has this little hesitation stop right there. He stops, and then it slows him down. He never picks up his speed again. He's supposed to be over here by now, and he's still right here, and I had pressure coming. Was there anybody else open? I mean, maybe Calvin Johnson makes this catch, but I wasn't even looking at him. Julio's covered. That's what happens, man. That's what happens when you play Madden sometimes. Stuff like that happens. Well, most of the time, that's stuff that happens. But whatever. We have to move on. We're basically already thinking we're down 17-10 because it's almost a guarantee the Vikings will score a touchdown here unless something crazy happens where it's a fumble or a pick or something. But I'm basically already in my head thinking we're down 17-10. So we just got to have something crazy happen. Jamal Charles won the tackle battle there, but can't really get much after. We held him up enough. It's 2nd and 12, 55 seconds from the 14. They have 1 timeout remaining. So if we could somehow make them use that last timeout, it's going to be end zone. It's going to be, oh my God, how did you not pick that off? What happened? I thought that was going to be easy touchdown. Oh, I got to see. I don't even know what happened. Okay, so Rodgers has an open man, Ted Ginn. Ted Ginn, easy touchdown, but Ted doesn't play the ball. He doesn't play the ball. Patrick Peterson plays the ball. He does his acrobat, but he dives into the back of Ted Ginn Jr. and it knocks the ball out. He drops it for an incomplete pass instead of an interception. First off, this should have been a touchdown for Ted Ginn. He doesn't play the ball. Look at this picture. What kind of picture is this? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. This might have to be the thumbnail just because of how insane this is. Look at this. How does this make sense? Clip this out and show this to somebody. How does this make sense? If you showed this to somebody right now, where's the ball go? What is happening? That's the craziest thing ever. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff happen in Madden, but that's at the top. That's wild. It would have been better if we would have picked it off, but whatever. We move on. Aaron Rodgers on 3rd and 12. He's going to have a man. No first down. 4th and 6. I'm assuming they run the clock and then call a timeout. Yeah, there we go. 16 seconds. I figured that's what happened. Obviously, I could have called timeout to save as much time as possible, but it's not a big deal. We held him to a field goal. So we've held him to 2 field goal attempts and 2 field goal makes when they've had really good field position. So that's promising for our defense that we're in that type of bend, don't break mindset. It's still not great because they have 6 points out of it, but at the end of the day, it's not 2 touchdowns. They could have very easily been up 2 touchdowns on us. Deshaun Jackson falls forward. We have 10 seconds, so basically 1 play to get in the field goal range for Adam Vinatieri. Is it possible? It is. Will it happen? Probably not. Especially because I didn't pick the right personnel to be out there. But Rob Gronkowski's the man to do it. I should have thrown it to Antonio Gates. I think Antonio Gates was more open. I think Antonio was more open. I should have thrown it to him. Ah, that blows. I think he might have had a chance at it. Let's just heave that up. Blake Jarwin. Okay, it's incomplete. I didn't have a thought that Blake Jarwin was going to catch that, but maybe. Okay. Unfortunate way to end the second quarter there. That was a really weird way to do it, but it is what it is. Luckily, we get the ball to start the second half so we can kind of get our momentum back. We can get back to the run game, which is something that we kind of abandoned there in the latter part of the second quarter. And Julian Edelman just didn't block anybody, but he didn't need to. Deshaun Jackson down the sideline. Break. How are you so fast? Who is that guy? Is that Jesus Christ reincarnated? Oh, my God. I didn't know Jesus Cristo came back to life. What was that? Who are you? Deshaun Jackson slips a tackle. He should have been gone from here. Who is this man? This is Forrest Gump running when he's kick returning and he's running away on Alabama's team and he just keeps on going. This is how it looked. Avonte Maddox is not this fast. Deshaun Jackson should have hooked everybody here. Look at this man run. We're going to watch this real speed. Look at this man. His acceleration is top notch. It is elite. Look at this man coming after Deshaun Jackson. That should not happen. Deshaun should have burnt everybody on that play. Unbelievable that he got caught. Even with slipping through that tackle and slowing him down initially, he should have blown by everybody there. Deshaun Jackson got like 97 speed. Unreal that Avonte, out of all people, Avonte Maddox, are you kidding me? Insane in the membrane that was even considered a tackle and a possibility for a tackle. I think Rob Gronkowski has 4 of my 6 catches, or my 6 passes. I'm pretty sure that's how it is. Julio, sit down. 7 for 10, 121 yards, and an interception. I am going to get back to the run game, but I don't want to score a touchdown with Adrian Peterson. I want to throw a touchdown with Patrick Mahomes, so I can kind of erase that interception he has. Peterson falls at the 1. Julio is one-on-one with, who is that? Probably Avonte Maddox, out of all people. Quick throw, Julio touchdown. We are back in the lead. Okay, we benefited from a very good field position because of the Deshaun Jackson kick return. Should have been a touchdown, but whatever. We digress. We scored anyway, so it doesn't matter. Vinatieri puts it through, and it's 17-13. Cowboys back on top, as it should be. And now Mahomes doesn't just have an interception on the resume, he's got the touchdown as well, which is always nice to have. It's obviously really nice to have no interceptions, but when I'm playing, when I'm behind the sticks, it's always a guarantee. If you guys were like in Vegas betting on odds for these series, you should 100% bet your mortgage if you have a mortgage. Bet your life savings. Bet your what's it called? Your allowance. That's what I was trying to think of. Bet your allowance on the fact, or on that I can't even finish my sentence because I had a good statement I was gonna say right there. We're in week 11. That's his first rushing touchdown of the season. What kind of tackling is this? What kind of defense did I just see right there? I was having a good time joking around about how bad I am at throwing interceptions and how you should bet all your money that you have in your bank account and your piggy banks on the over on interceptions. But this is just embarrassing. First off, let's find Jamal Charles here. This should have been done right here. Ray Lewis should have wrapped him up. Done. Tackle. Play over. He doesn't do that. Then it should have been over right here. Patrick Peterson or Troy Polamalu, I don't care who, it should have been over right here, but it looks like Patrick Peterson attempts to go, but because Troy Polamalu was there, it kind of like messes up, and Jamal Charles throws a juke in there, but something like the combination of all of that just messes it all up. He survives, and then Polamalu is trying to tackle him, but he can't do it. He gets an arm on him, but that's about it, and then nobody else is going to catch him, so nobody else is even 10 yards close. That was a despicable display of defense. An atrocious display of defense. And the Vikings are back on top just like that. That was very quick. Okay. So each team has a huge play to start their drive. We got the kick return. They got the run with Jamal Charles. And we're back where we started, basically. Let's try to go quickly down. Actually, you know what? Let's not go quickly down the field. Let's waste some time and salt this game away and then win it. Like I always say, I don't care how we win as long as we win. We could win by 1 or 100. I don't care how we win as long as it is a W in the win column. So I am basically all good with salting away the third quarter, salting away most of the fourth quarter just to win by a touchdown. I don't care. And now Peterson has Freight Train unlocked. You know how dominant he is with Freight Train unlocked. When it's activated, he is unstoppable at times. There's a reason why he's one of the best running backs in the league right now. And he's got 18 carries for 100 yards. He is unstoppable. And Adrian Peterson's become such a dominant player in this series that we have Le'Veon Bell as our backup running back. He rarely gets playtime because Peterson is just that tank. He is just that bell cow. We've got good running backs behind him, but we don't need them because we got Peterson. Gronk's running that post. I don't think I'm going to hit him. I'm just going to take the easy check down to Edelman here. Just get the first down. I might have been able to hit Gronk there. He probably would have been open. But there's no need to when we're going with the game plan of just running some clock. We got the X factor. Who needs to score quickly when you've got Adrian Peterson just salting away? 118 yards on 20 carries. Yep, they just said it. NFL leading rusher headed into week 11, continuing that spot here as he will be over 100 yards once again. I think he's gotten over 100 yards every single game this season. He should be over 1,000 by now. We should take a look at his stats just to be sure, but another great block from the offensive line, and now Peterson just scores. Oh my God. Talk about bad tackling. That was horrible tackling. You cannot go arm tackle on Adrian Peterson. He's too big, too bulky. 13 rushing touchdowns. He needs 10 to be in the conversations for most of the season. 10 more. Can he get that in the next 2 months, 3 months? Maybe. Probably. We'll have to wait and see. The only problem is, will I remember to have him score rushing touchdowns? Probably not. Those are also odds you should bet on. We should create our own little like Barstool / like DraftKings bet thing. You should be able to bet on things that you think will happen in any given episode. Will I punch my desk? That's odds. There's odds on that. Will I throw an interception? There's very good odds on that. That would be really cool. Will I yell and complain about Madden being a bad, terrible game? Very good odds on. Everything's gonna be the favorite because it all is gonna happen in an episode. Everything happens in these episodes. Oh, bad play. You shouldn't have done that. Patrick Peterson hammers him. Oh my God. Sweet Lord. Patrick Peterson just laid a hammer down on Devontae Smith. That ball pops out, and the Vikings are in trouble. Adrian Peterson gets another handoff. I kind of got stuck going the wrong way there. But now that gives us a chance to work some clock into the fourth quarter now, because this will probably be the final play of the third. Peterson slips a tackle there. I'm pretty sure Freight Train's the one that guarantees a broken tackle in the first attempt, right? I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I won't snap it here. We will go to the fourth quarter, 24-20. That was a big fumble by Devontae Smith because that gives us momentum, that gives us great field position, and that gives us a chance to score again here. So we'll go with a little trickery, but end up handing off to Peterson. He got stuck. Unbelievable. I can't believe I got stuck there. That's crazy. And I lost Freight Train because of that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We'll just hand it off to Gronk, and he'll walk into the end zone. Can I give a spike? I don't know if I can spike it. Unfortunately, we had to waste Freight Train because of that, but that is okay. And Vinatieri will put that through. It is 31-20. If we score again and still a decent amount of time on the fourth quarter clock, we will maybe put in Michael Vick for the first time all season. Get to see a little Vick action. I don't think he's played at all because we've been in a lot of close games this season because I keep throwing interceptions and keeping the teams in the game. Aaron Rodgers, 31-20. How will he respond? That was a horrible play design anyway. They threw it behind the line, already giving Devontae Smith a disadvantage. And then Patrick Peterson downhill just lays a hammer. And now Earl Thomas. I mean, Earl Thomas hits harder than Patrick Peterson, and this time Devontae Smith keeps it. Out of all people, I would have thought that Thomas would have been the one to force the fumble there, but he holds on. And we are now under 6 minutes to go in the game. Rodgers with a good play to start the drive. He will throw it again. Darrelle Revis, and that ball's incomplete. I thought it might have been a fumble again, but he didn't establish a catch there. Darrelle Revis, man. You don't throw on Revis Island. I think, unless Aaron Rodgers throws a pick here to Darrelle Revis, this will end a streak of like 3 or 4 episodes where Darrelle Revis has gotten at least one pick. Unless he throws one in the end of this game, which could be right here. Oh my God, I almost said it, and then it happened the very next play. That would have been crazy. The NFL script writers are on point today if that would have happened. But Revis could not recover quick enough to get the interception. He does get the tackle, but it's not good enough because Patrick Peterson, what just happened? What? I mean, we picked it off. I was asking for an interception, but it wasn't Darrelle Revis who did it. What was this animation? I mean, I know it was Acrobat, but I mean, this is a pass interference. This is almost clearly pass interference. He got on top of him. He got on top of the receiver and picked it off over his head, over Ted Ginn's head. This is pass interference because he's clearly on him before the ball gets there. Yeah, that's pass interference, but it's a pick in Madden because that is just what happens. It's almost like Ted Ginn wasn't there. It's almost like the game didn't register that Ted Ginn wasn't in the area, so Patrick Peterson just dove anyway and just goes on top of him. We've gotten a couple crazy, like, pictures. Like, if you just, like, clip out pictures from this game, just little screenshots of this game, different moments, I mean, some of these things are just out of control, like the things that have happened here. How is this possible? He's on his back. Ted Ginn's giving him a piggyback ride, and Patrick Peterson's intercepting the pass. Like, what is happening? And it's all been thanks to Patrick Peterson. He's been the main culprit in all of these weird pictures. Absolutely crazy. But we give it back to Adrian Peterson to try and get that Freight Train back. I don't know if he will be able to. What do you have to do to get it back? Let me go up here. You have to rush for 10 plus yards 3 times. Can he do that? I mean, he's done it before. Will he be able to do that now? Probably not. Ooh, press coverage. Julio, you know I'm a sucker for press coverage, especially when that safety's not playing tight. Patty Mahomes didn't throw it good enough, you stupid son of a gun. Oh, Patrick. That safety, it was one deep safety, and all you had to do was throw that to the sideline. I tried to pull it to go to the sideline. It didn't do it. Little throw to Adrian Peterson there. Malik Jackson gets injured. That's their second D tackle injured. Obviously, Grover Smith was injured to start the game, so he never even played, but now they lose Malik Jackson, too. They're down to 1 D tackle, and now, oh, they're starting to figure out the run game. That is for sure. Luckily, we've already gotten all the yards we basically need earlier in the game, so we don't have to worry about that. But I have not been throwing to Calvin Johnson really at all. Maybe because he just hasn't been open, or maybe because, oh my God, that should have been picked off. How did you not pick that off, Jordan Hicks? You should have easily picked that off. I kind of forced that to Calvin Johnson. That's probably why it should have been picked off. But that works. I'll take it. First catch of the day for Calvin. Oh, baby, baby, I just did it again. Megatron. Back-to-back plays after I talk about how he hasn't done anything all day. I haven't thrown to him all day. Back-to-back catches, and he scores a touchdown. And now, you know what? I think it's time that we get a little Mike Vick action. He's been backing up Mahomes all season. He's a veteran. I think it's time that we get a little bit of Mike Vick action. That's to say, do we even get the ball again this game? Maybe the Vikings hold it for the rest of the 3 minutes. That's very possible. But just in case we do get the ball back, maybe it's another interception or a fumble or something. Whatever happens, if we do get the ball back, Michael Vick will be our quarterback. 38-20. This game has gone unbelievably crazy. What a wild game. This game is, in fact, drunk. From the 25, Rodgers quick throw, interception, Joe Hayden. You got to be kidding me. And I hit the hurdle button because I didn't think I picked it off. What are you doing, Rodgers? Joe Hayden didn't even turn his head around. He must have played for Ohio State. What is this? You should have thrown this more to the right, and you would have had easy 20 yards. But he throws it inside, and Joe Hayden, behind the man, still picks it off. Whatever. Now we get to see Mike Vick. Thank you, Rodgers, for finally allowing us to see Michael Vick for the first time all season. Patrick Mahomes gets to have a rest, and at least now I can't throw any more interceptions with him, which is nice. I don't even know how good Michael Vick really is. Isn't he like a 70-something overall or something? And he's a lefty. I got to get used to that. I'm going to heave this to the end zone. Michael Vick, touchdown. No. Okay. Michael Vick had a crazy release there. I kind of want to just scramble with him, really. But it's so hard to scramble with quarterbacks in Madden. But Gronkowski, touchdown, Michael Vick. Let's go. Michael Vick with a laser. Actually, that was kind of a slow pass. And he's got a really long release. But a very good throw from Vick, nonetheless. And it is a touchdown for the Cowboys. I didn't really get to scramble with them. I guess I'll have to run some read option if I want to run with them, because it's so hard to scramble in the pocket like on a non-designed quarterback run. It's so hard. It's basically impossible. So we'll have to run some read option if we get the ball back again. Maybe Rodgers will throw another pick. It's certainly possible. I didn't think he'd throw that last one to Joe Hayden. Probably shouldn't have. Whatever, I'm not going to argue with it. Here we go. Rodgers steps back, fires it quickly. Very likely could have been caught again by Peterson if he was playing a little closer. That's going to be 2-minute warning. I don't think they snapped this. Nope, they probably could have. But they go to the 2-minute warning, 45-20. This score looks a lot worse than it actually was. I will say that. This score is not as close as it... the score is not as close as it actually was earlier in this game. So it's a little deceiving, but I don't think we're going to get this ball back again. Judging by the way the Vikings are moving the ball here, I don't think we'll get the ball back. I think they'll keep it till the end of the game, which isn't a big deal. It's just padding stats for Michael Vick, or giving stats to Michael Vick, because right now he's 1 for 2 with a touchdown in this season. I shouldn't have thrown that first pass. Maybe he would have been perfect from perfect completion percentage. That's going to be throw. That ball's a fumble. Why was he so quick to that? Joe Hayden popped a ball out again. Ted Ginn is fumbling the ball like crazy, by the way. That's going to be the sidelines. Caught. No, it's not. Out of bounds. 33 seconds to go in the game. 3rd and 7. Do they go for this on 4th down? Probably. I mean, what does it matter? Pick that. No, turn me into Willis. Or Ray Lewis, actually. I thought it said 52. It's 53. Turn me into Ray Lewis. I could have picked that. You're supposed to turn me into the closest player to the ball. That's Ray Lewis. Oh, that's dumb. I could have intercepted that. I could have lurked it. User pick. Oh, Ted Ginn, good catch. Another timeout, yes. Another timeout called. 23 seconds. They're trying to get some dignity back. 23 seconds from the 17-yard line. Ted Ginn has 5 for 99 on this game. And that's a quick throw. Tackled immediately. Patrick Peterson. That's the final timeout. That was a waste of a timeout. A waste of a play. 19 seconds, no timeouts. 2nd and 8. Still a chance for a first down, but they have to go out of bounds if they want to stop the clock. Darrelle Revis did it! Just go down. Just go down. Darrelle Revis will have the streak. I think that's a streak. I can't believe they literally threw that. You cannot be serious right now. Let's run some option here just so I can get a chance to see how fast Michael Vick really is. Darrelle Revis with an intercept. Now let's see how fast Michael Vick really is here. I didn't get much chance to see. Let me see how fast he is. I want to see. I want to see. Go with the run. No, you're not supposed to stay on me. Whatever. Whatever. I just wanted to see how fast he was. That's so much to ask for. All right, so player stats. Aaron Rodgers sucked. I mean, he was really bad in this game. Patrick Mahomes, 13 for 17, 197 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. And that's basically a normal stat line for me. And then Vic, 1 for 2 with a touchdown. Rushing, 29 yards, 150, or 29 yards. 29 attempts, 158 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Peterson. Crazy day for him. 6 for 119 and 2 touchdowns for Gronk. I mean, what a way to come back. What a way to make your return. Julio had 3 for 35 and a touchdown. Megatron had 2 for 50 and a touchdown. Defensively, we had 7 tackles for Earl Thomas, 6 for Ray Lewis, a half a sack for Quinn and Donald, 3 picks, Peterson, Hayden, and Darrelle Revis. Absolutely insane. Darrelle Revis getting the pick in the corner of the end zone. And then 2 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery. Absolutely insane game. And we win again, and this time, very dominantly. Next episode, we will take on the New York Giants, who are horrible. 3-7. They do have Travis Kelce, but they are 3-7 on the year. We are 9-1, back at home in Jerry's World. And what a wild game. Just so many weird things. Not even like frustrating things, just weird. Like just the interception, the weird physics that happened during some of those interceptions, during just some of those plays in general. Weird. The Avonte Maddox chase down tackle of Deshaun Jackson on the kicker. Just a lot of weird things happened in this game, and I'm glad I was a part of it because it was crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.